I just sit with y'all real quick? Real quick, I don't have no notes or nothing, but I was sitting in my room, in my living room, with my mama, and we were watching Braxton Family Values. I know that family was a little flat. You ain't got to tell me. I know. Um, and I don't understand these girls at all. I blame Evelyn, but I don't understand these girls at all. So we're sitting there having, dinner or whatever. We're on this birthday trip for Tamar. And she was mad because all the girls got together and got her one pair of sunglasses and one card. Honestly, I would be a little perturbed about that as well, but also you got to take into consideration that your sisters are broke. Your sisters ain't got money like they might could have got you a couple cards, but Hallmark cards are expensive. They like $7, $8 a piece. If you want the mahogany collection for the black women, it's like $8. $8 for the Good Times looking the JJ from Good Times paintings on them cards. But I'm literally looking at a signed photo. I've got a signed picture of Good Times in my room, and I just every time I look over, I'm like, I really have an autographed by Thelma, Bernadette Stanis, photograph of Good Times sitting up in my room. Am I not a nigga? Anyway, but yeah, Tamar was upset about that, and it's like, girl, somebody paid for you to be here in Nappy Valley. Somebody paid for you to be here. I know Tamar did not pay for herself to come to Napa Valley for this trip, because she would have said, and I had to pay for my own trip to Napa Valley, and y'all only got me sunglasses and a card. Ooh, girl, it hurt. All of that. And it's just like, girl, all this whining. This is your 42nd birthday. Meaning you have had 41 other birthdays. If God is willing, you will have 42 more birthdays. I don't want to be here to see it. I would not like to be a part of that. But you have had birthdays. You will have birthdays. I just had a birthday myself. It was nice. We went out to the outlet mall, caught some good deals. My birthday is always, around Memorial Day weekend. So we caught some good deals, got some, $100 purses for like $16, me and my mama. A couple outfits, We went out to eat with the girls. They offered to pay for my food, some of the girls. It was nice. I had a drink with my sister. It was cute. It was cute. It wasn't nothing special. It wasn't nothing fancy. My birthdays are usually terrible. This was a pleasant birthday. It was pleasant. I could not have asked for more. I mean, I could have. I wouldn't have got it, though. So Tamar being, I don't want to say almost twice my age, because she's not almost twice my age. I just turned 25. She's 42. But her being my age plus a lot. She's almost 20 years older than me. It was like 17 years older than me. For her to be acting younger than me about a birthday. You got your man. All your sisters are in one place. What more do you want? So she's upset about that. We move on. We, I guess, half moved past it, and we're on the next day. And this is where I got real confused. It's the day after, Tamar's birthday celebration. Now, she did throw a tantrum the day prior at dinner because Toni Braxton didn't put her hand all the way in the birthday cake, and she was, I'm not eating that. And I'm like, me being normal, if we're having birthday cake and everybody digs their hand into it, that's when I'm not eating it. Not when everybody did not dig their hand into my birthday cake. I'm not eating that. Toni didn't grab. And we're grateful. We're grateful. Do you know it be under folks' fingernails? And it done clawed in your cake? And now you're supposed to eat. You don't know if your sisters don't wipe good, if they wipe too good and their fingernail poked through the paper, and now they got a little fecal matter under their fingernail, and they wash their hands, but they don't get all the fecal matter out. Now that they digged in your cake, and now everybody's supposed to eat this dug in cake. Toni Braxton said she had just been coughing in her hand, and she didn't want to dig in the cake. So now she kind of poked the cake and got a little piece of icing on her finger. She was about to eat that off, and now Tamar is just, I'm not eating that. Everybody didn't dig their hands in my cake. It's like, girl, if you don't shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. I'm so tired. Every time I see Tamar acting a fool, I have to remind myself, she is 42 years old. She's 42 years old. She is 42 years old. She is 4 tens and 2 ones old. I never Absolutely never. She is 8 fives and a 5 minus 3 old. She is 84 divided by half old. I could not possibly. She's 42 having a tantrum over whether or not all of her sisters dug their nasty hands. I didn't see nobody passing around sanitizer. I didn't see the girls say, let's all go to the bathroom, wash our hands together before we have to dig in this cake. I ain't see none of that. So we move on to the next day. And actually, before I even get to the next day, let me just talk about how Tamar Braxton is so aggravating. I would never, ever, ever, ever in all my days date anybody who acted like Tamar Braxton, because she's aggravating. She got her hand all over David's mouth, telling him when to and when not to speak. She is telling him he can't roll dice with the boys, and she's telling him he can't smoke cigars with the boys, and it's okay if he drinks. He can have all the liquor he want. We out here in Napa Valley, we're gonna drink and drink and drink and drink and drink and drink and drink. But a cigar is just so ghetto. Oh, this is just so ghetto. And her explanation, her reasoning, is that he has these clients, and if the clients see him on TV smoking and rolling, shooting dice and playing pool and bid whisk, as my mother would say. I guess it's an old people's game. I don't know. I feel like Heathcliff Huxtable's mom and daddy used to play bid whisk on the show. Anyway, if that was the case, if she didn't want David's clients to see David doing all of this, she should not have introduced David to the show. I understand that, we've revamped the show a little bit, and now the men are all a part of the show, and they've got confessionals and all of this. I would not be, if I don't think my man's behavior is suitable for the show, or if I don't think the show is suitable for him to be, displayed on, I'm not going to bring him on the show. I'm not going to bring him on the show. It got on my nerves the way she was acting. So anyway, Toni Braxton told her the same thing. You can't be putting your hand on this man's mouth and covering him, telling him when to and when not to speak and blah, blah, blah. And she's just like, well, he's never been on TV before and I have to teach him. You should have taught him before he got on the show. You should have said, all right, now, if we're considering doing this show, here's what I need you to know. We can't be on the show acting a fool. But you're not going to say that, because you're always on the show acting a fool. And if I was one of David's clients, I would say, oh, no, his wife, his girlfriend, that's not conducive to the type of, business I want to conduct. So I'm going to have to go with somebody else. Anyway, so we move on to the next night. They all at dinner. It's not about Tamar. They don't have another cake for her birthday. She's kind of upset because she only got one card, and she only got a pair of sunglasses. Again, your sisters ain't got no money. Your sisters don't have no money. Trina might have a little more money than the rest of them, but Tawanda still has elementary and middle school age children that she's taking care of. Probably Andre too. I'm talking about she's probably taking care of Andre as well. Tracy got a new grandbaby that she wants to take care of and spoil and, treat him to fine things. And Tamar is 42 years old. 42. So we're not gonna just be here and we done had you a little birthday celebration last night and we're gonna have you another one tonight. You're grown. So anyway, they at dinner, and Tamar's kind of half going off about how she's mad about how they didn't get her, the four of her sisters didn't get her anything. They just all went in on a card and a pair of sunglasses. Whatever, girl, who cares? And Vaughn takes this moment to reach down in his purse and pay your way and your homeboy's way and sometimes your cousin's way. He reached down in his pocket. I'm sorry, I had to take a Erykah Badu, the trail off, a detour. He reaches in his pocket and pulls out the wedding ring. It ain't that cute to me. It looked real basic. But he pulls out the wedding ring and does the whole, I never thought I'd feel this way again. And, I love you and I want to spend the rest of my life with you. And will you do me the honor? And Trina is just hyperventilating. I'm like, well, who got her inhaler? Somebody help her. She can't breathe. She says, he asked her again because she didn't really answer. She was just hyperventilating. And he asked her again and she says, I would like nothing more than to be your wife. And they hug and kiss. Tamar gets up and storms off and says, congratulations, F Trina. I'm like, them two sentiments they don't go together, first of all. Second of all, I have never and will never say F my sister. Have never and will never. I have several sisters that I have beefed with, been pissed at, don't fool with, and I don't take FU very lightly. One person in the entirety of my whole life has ever said FU to me, and you know where they are? Over there, over there. Send the word over there. Because they not over here with me. You say F me. Okay. F me. But F me by myself. F me right where I am and you be over there. We're not friends. We're not cool. I see. F you, I don't take that lightly. And about my sister, I would fist fight anybody who said F you to or about my sister. So I'm not going to say it. So now Tamar stormed off and Tony. There's so many names. I don't know what Evelyn was doing. Like what made Evelyn, can I take another detour? Y'all don't care. What made Evelyn say, okay, I'm Evelyn. This is Michael. We're going to have a daughter. I'm going to name her Tony. Okay, cool. Tony Michelle. I'm going to have a son. I'm going to name him Michael Jr. All right, cool. I'm going to have a daughter. I'm going to name her Tracy. I'm going to have another daughter. I'm going to name her, kids, any suggestions? Tawanda. Okay, we'll call her Tawanda. I don't care. I already got 4 of these little niggas. I'm going to have another daughter. What do we think? Trina? Does Trina sound good? Yeah, we're going to call her Trina. And I'm going to have this last baby. She's going to get on everybody's nerves. She's going to be a big problem in the future. We're going to call her, we got to give her a biblical name. Tamar. I really feel like that's it. Like, what prompted this? All these T names. Who's that? Evelyn and Michael. I can see, I have cousins who, their siblings and their names both start with T, but their mother's name also starts with T. And so it's like, okay, alliteration, but it makes sense. You know, it all comes together with alliterating with the mother. I might name my kids K something. It's pronounced K, by the way. K-A-I-K. Over here. Now, you might have a cousin or a nephew or a niece or a step granddaughter who pronounces K-A-I-K, but that's not me. Anyway, back to this. Tamar. Yeah, Tamar storms off. Tony follows after her and says, you got to come back. This is not a good look. And Tony is just, oh God, Tamar is just in there. I don't F that B, and this is supposed to be my birthday, and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, girl, it's not your birthday. In the meantime, Tracy's birthday is coming up because their birthdays are 2 weeks apart. And, excuse me, girl, you see how bored I just got? Tracy is upset because nobody is celebrating her birthday. Tamar is upset because they already have celebrated her birthday. And it's just so stupid. If I were any of them and our birthdays were that close, I would just be like, let's celebrate it together. You know, we'll have all the sisters together. Let's just do that. I think at one point, Kevin, Tracy's husband, saying happy birthday to her, and Tamar was just over there pissed. My sister, her birthday is 4 days after mine. We celebrate together. It's too close for us to be like, girl, this your birthday and this my birthday. No, we went out to eat and celebrated, had a good time together. We're gonna do something else a little later for our birthdays. Like it ain't that deep. But anyway, whatever. So girl, who is it? Tracy is now mad too. I'm confused. I don't know how Tracy got mad, and she was the one that was like the biggest mad. She was the biggest mad. Because this is night 3, I guess. We've moved on to another night, I think. And Trina and Vaughn are just in, premarital bliss. Tamar is still upset about her brother-in-law singing happy birthday to her sister. Tawanda just over there. Tawanda just always be just over there. And Tony be over there too. But she over there in style. She's over there in glamour. Okay, so we're at dinner and the conversation goes from how angry Tamar was to now the brothers want to get the sisters all together, or the brother-in-laws, what's his name? Ricky, Bobby, Mike, what's his name? Sean wants to get the sisters, I want the sisters to talk without the men, without us, and see if they can figure this out. So he announces to the sisters that, he wants to get them together and they want to have a conversation. He wants them to have a conversation about whatever the problem is, and let's try to fix it. I feel like, Sean, you a fool. You ain't never watched this show. You ain't see how Dr. Sherry, Dr. Baldhead with the fade couldn't fix it. Dr. Bishop T.D. Jakes couldn't fix it. Dr. Reverend Eon LeVan couldn't fix it. Dr. Professor Pastor Michael and or Evelyn Braxton couldn't fix it. And Evelyn don't want to, if we being honest. Evelyn don't want to fix these girls because there's absolutely no way my 6 children, because I'm counting Michael in this, because Michael don't have nothing to do with none of these girls. My 6 children would be in such a disarray, and I wouldn't call everybody over to the house like Big Mama. We come into Sunday dinner. I don't care what you have to do. You have an engagement in Dubai this weekend. You're singing. Okay, cool. When you get back, we're coming together and we're having dinner and we are going to be a family. Evelyn does not. There is absolutely no way my children. These girls are talking about, yeah, I ain't talked to my sister in months. I would never allow that. My mother would never allow that. My grandmother would never allow that. And my great-grandmother sure enough wouldn't allow me to not talk to my siblings for months. My sisters and brother for months. It wouldn't happen. So I blame Evelyn for a lot of this because I blame her for allowing Tamar's behavior growing up to be in a way that she as an adult feels like she still needs to act like a child. I blame her for not getting these kids to talk to each other and act like siblings. You are siblings. This is so ugly. Anyway, I'm still trying to figure out, and I cannot figure out, and somebody needs to help me figure out why Tracy got mad. So she didn't want to have a conversation with the sisters. And I feel like she could have just said, no, I'm not going to do that. But she gets up and storms out and well, I'm going with the fellas because I'm not one of the family. I'm like, how did we get here? I've been racking my brain for days. Days trying to remember or figure out, did I miss something? How did she get to the point where she getting up on her feet, walking out with the boys, talking about, I'm going to go out with the fellas because I'm not one of the family? How did she get mad like that? What was she mad about? What was she mad about? Because last thing I remember is Tamar was mad at Trina and Vaughn. Trina for getting proposed to at her birthday. Like, it was so weird. I would be mad at Vaughn maybe. But being mad at Trina, and I wouldn't be mad at Vaughn unless it was my actual birthday celebration. I wouldn't be mad at Vaughn. We already had the cake the night before. So what is all this you got going on with you? It was ugly. Anyway, now Tracy mad. She gets up. She storms off. Kevin follows after her. She in the bathroom. She wants to punch Tamar. I'm like, what did I miss? Maybe I was asleep or something. I don't know what happened. And she comes back and she's like, well, let's have a conversation. Since y'all want to have a conversation, let's have a conversation. And Tony's like, no, we're not going to have a conversation because Trina left. Because Trina want to be a part of that. Trina left, and so we're not going to have the conversation. And Tracy gets up. She storms that out, and she's getting ready to go. Tamar's like, cheers, get your life. When I say that I would have turned around and I would have boxed my sister, I'm not kidding. If my sister acted like Tamar, I have a 14-year-old sister that is more mature than Tamar Braxton. If my sister acted like Tamar at the not tender, beef jerky age of 42 years old, I would have turned around, I would have jumped over the table, and I would have grabbed her by the skin on her head because she ain't got no hair. The wig would have been gone. Grabbed her by the skin on her head and commenced pounding her in the face. I would have, because I wanted to do it watching it, so I know I would have done it in real life. She turns around and she has self-control. She walks back over to the table. She gets in Tamar's face and she points and says, you make it so bleeping hard to love you. I know that cut Tamar to her core because she's a sensitive hoe. But she needed to be cut like that because she does make it hard to love her. She does make it very difficult for Tracy, at least, to love her. Tracy storms off. She's fighting out there. She's fighting a producer or something. I'm like, what has happened? All these girls need medication, if we're being honest. O-N-I-S, honest. Kevin comes down and he tries to talk to the girls and plead his wife's case. They're not really listening to him. Tamar is telling Kevin that they don't respect him and you can go back to jail and lower your voice. Why don't you lower your voice? Kevin handled it beautifully, way better than I would have. And at some point, Kevin calls Tamar a little girl and Tony's like, oh no, that was disrespectful. I'm like, all the crap that your sister has been talking to this grown man that's most likely older than her because he's married to her older sister, and calling her little girl is what's disrespectful. Not that you can go back to jail, not that don't nobody respect you. Saying that I don't respect you is the literal definition of disrespect. Literally. I never, Tony Braxton, you know you're my favorite. You were the very first person I ever stand for, and I probably will go to my grave standing for you. I was literally just singing Just Be a Man About It before I got on camera. It's my jam. Unbreak My Heart, I used to sing to my niece when she was crying as a baby. I love Toni Braxton. She is a part of my life. You was wrong for that. You were wrong. And Tracy was out there fighting, and she's like, is Tracy out there fighting a grown man? Y'all need to get Tracy out of here. Like, ugly. It was so ugly. It was so ugly. She was, God, I really am going to need a moment to get back right with Toni Braxton after that. It was gross. Tawanda, you're gross too. Sitting over there acting like you just ain't a part of this. You're gross too. So the next day, everybody's gone except Tawanda and Sean and Tracy and Kevin. For some reason, they get together in the common area and they want to have a conversation. And this gives a little bit of backstory, but I still don't understand why Tracy got so mad so fast, just out of nowhere. She says that Tawanda knew that she didn't want to have a conversation with sister. She didn't want to have any confrontation. She wasn't ready for any of that. And her boyfriend just ushered that moment in. And she calls her sister a snake and dirty and low down. And Tawanda's just sitting over there giving, they're very needy, very, well, how was I antagonizing you? And blah, blah, blah. Just very passive aggressive and gross. Very gross. My mama can get really passive aggressive and I hate it. I hate it. The whole thing I just don't understand. I'm real tired of talking about it. I'm drained. I feel like I've lived it. But if what do y'all think about this? It's foolishness for sure. I definitely blame Evelyn for sure. When Iyanla said the fish stinks from the head down, she wasn't lying. Yeah, just what do y'all think about it? I'm gonna watch some TV, honey. I done got a headache dealing with these niggas. If I have anything else to talk about, girl, I'll get back on, but I don't at the moment. So, like, comment, subscribe, all the things that YouTube is saying. I'll call y'all for something else later. Peace.